Well, Fancy, stop the cheat track. It's time to start Contents Profit, guys.
I just don't leave the house that often anymore.
Welcome back to Contents Profit. Today is a very special day. We have Shanin here. Let's go. Studio clap. And Shanin came to the studio to start her podcast, which you just recorded your first episode.
Just finished.
But most important, when you came in and you told me what you did, I was like, holy crap, we need to talk.
Yeah.
So tell us what you do, because I'm going to do the holy crap face again.
Okay. Well, I started my journey recently with a hot dog cart, and I figured I would film the whole journey of getting it set up and put it on YouTube. And I did, and it kind of took off, and here I am.
It kind of took off.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You had what, over 80,000 subscribers?
I'm right at like 76,000.
Okay.
We're inching our way to 100K.
Let's go. Wow. My goodness. And in less than a year, right? Like this has been quite a journey.
Yeah, we're in November now. Wow. So I started my channel basically January 1 of 2025. And my first video that really took off was my first day running my hot dog cart. And that was in March. So we've been about 8 months since my first like viral video that really kicked up my YouTube channel.
And how long were you publishing before that first that video that you said
3
took
months.
off? 3 months.
Weekly, yes.
Weekly vlog.
Once a week, every week.
Would you consider it a vlog or more of a scripted type?
Definitely vlog. Like it's
Vlog
very
style.
real. What you see is what you get. There's not I spend a lot of time editing, but it's not heavily edited. It's very real, very me.
It's very organic. For what I've
organic.
seen.
That's the word.
We're going to put the link right below. We'll go check him out. Sunshine's Hot Dogs.
Yeah.
Right on YouTube. I was hooked. I started watching the videos. I'm like,
yeah, it was really cool. So quick question. The 3 months that you were publishing before the video that took off.
Yes.
You said the video that took off was your first day running the hot dog stand.
Yes.
What were you doing the 3 months before? Was it all prepping or what?
Yeah, basically I was documenting the journey of getting the business established. So I know a lot of people out there don't know how to start a business. They don't know how to start an LLC or get insured. And those things I had already gone through. So I kind of knew how to do all that. And I thought, wow, I could probably help some people start whatever journey they have. You know? So it was basically just me getting the cart set up, trying to find a place to put it, getting it licensed and things like that.
okay.
How much research do you do pre-launching all this? and I'm asking because a lot of people will be like, I'm launching a business and I have to do content. That sounds like very overwhelming. You know, I need to focus on one of the things.
Right.
So I'm curious on like, did you do any prep or you were like, F it, I'm just going to do it?
Basically, F it. And here we go. I just set up a phone and I'm like, hey guys, I just bought a hot dog cart. Let me take you outside to go look at it. And, you know, my roosters are crowing in the background and it's just very like, I'm like, what am I doing? I watch it back and it's like so cringy, but it worked.
Do you watch your videos again once you publish them? You go back?
No. Let me be real. No. They're too cringy. But
while you're editing.
That first, editing a lot. And then that very first video, I did go back and watch that like a month ago. And I was like, wow, this is where it all started.
That's amazing.
There's been some progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. You know, obviously, you know, we've had a bunch of people here on the show and very different backgrounds, but I don't think we've had somebody with your background where it's like, F it, I'm going to do this on YouTube. Document. Actually following, I don't know if you followed somebody's advice, but there's a lot of advice online from like these big influencers, people that are big on social media, especially teaching the business people how to do content. They're like, dude, just set up a camera and to film your day, right? And talk about the things that you're doing. Right. How much of that was like external or where you're like in a point in your life where you're like, I'm just want to try something new and go and take the leap?
That's a great question. I really didn't take any advice or watch any videos. And maybe that helped me in the end is not following like any sort of like script and not overthinking it. I think that's where a lot of people could get hung up is overthinking everything, which I'm guilty of that at times, but I didn't expect the videos to really go anywhere. Maybe 100, 200 views, maybe help a couple people. So I wasn't expecting it to take off like it did. So I didn't have huge expectations of like, all right, guys, I need my camera angles, this and this. I just went for it. And yeah.
Well,
real quick, were you consuming something before that? Like, were you watching other people's vlogs?
No.
Like, how did you get the idea of I'm going to start a vlog while I do all this?
Okay, so I'll tell you, I had a cleaning business first. That was like my very first business. I had a cleaning business, and it was before the TikTok era and, before all that. So when I had the cleaning business, it was me and one of my best friends ran it, and we were hilarious. Like there was so many funny moments that I have like on my memories, my pictures and stuff. And I mean, it was so funny. I thought this would have went viral probably on TikTok had TikTok been a thing back then. And I always hated that I missed that opportunity to film even like the cleanings before and afters, or, showing people, okay, I'm scrubbing this tub. Okay, people will watch it. They'll sit there and watch So I really felt like I missed the ship on that. So when I decided to start the hot dog cart business, I'm like, okay, this is my time to really put out a vlog of what I'm doing. And but I didn't really consume a lot. I consumed more like educational stuff. Yeah. Encouraging type,
motivational.
Yeah, motivational. That's the word I'm looking for.
Do you find that maybe like if you would have like watched all the tutorials and be like, okay, this is the way that a vlog should be filmed or should be scripted, like what do you think it would happen? And I'll tell you my personal experience with that. Like, do you think like it would have stopped you from doing it, overwhelm, or like what?
I feel like it may have taken some of the authenticity away from it because I would have overthought too much about getting the right equipment or the right everything. I can be a perfectionist sometimes, and I will overthink it until I get paralyzed and then not do. Yeah. So I feel like I could have faced that if I would have like went too far into it. You know?
Yeah. I saw a clip this morning from acquisition.com CEO. He was making this presentation. Not Alex, like the new guy that's, running the whole thing. And he's showing this example, this lady like dancing to a beat, right? And it's like 90 million views, right? It's like, and he's talking to a bunch of business people, right? And it's like, everybody here is overthinking it, right? Everybody here is like the perfect hook, the perfect thing. And it's like, put new ideas or test validated ideas type stuff, right? And it's like, everything is an experiment. He was trying to encourage people to try these new things, right? It's like, and, we've since day one of the podcast, we have this concept called the publishing pyramid. It's like, the more things you add to this thing, the more friction it becomes. And then it's like this big boulder you're trying to move to be able to publish something. But like, okay, how do we personally remove the friction as a creator, maybe as a business owner, right? Do you have a process to like prep for these videos? Like, how do you stay consistent? You're like, you look at your week and be like, okay, this is an event. I'm going to document that one event, right? Like, and then from the ideation, I'm assuming is like the thing, like the day, right? I'm like, I'm going to go film there. Then you create throughout the day. Then you edit. Do you edit like in a day, in a few days? And then how do you schedule those out? Like, what's that process like for you?
So it's probably way more simple than you would think. It's just get out in the world and do something, because something naturally is going to happen, right? Like something entertaining is going to happen if you just get out there and start filming. I never have like, okay, today video idea is going to be blank. I let the day happen. And then I go back and I'm like, oh, well, this part was kind of cool. I'm going to make the title about this. So that's that. Of course, I plan like my hot dog days, and I've gotten used to going live now. So I'm trying to go live more. So I'll have like, if I'm working the cart 3 days, I'll be like, this day is going to be for vlogging. This day will be, I'll go live from the cart. So, and then editing, it used to take me 4 days to edit one video, and now I've got it down to 2 days.
Let's go.
I'm super excited about that.
Sweet.
So that's opened up more time to do things like this, like the podcast, and who knows what other fun adventures.
Ah, so good.
Yeah.
That is awesome. There's a graph that I've kind of talked about here on the show before, but and I'm drawing here for those that are just listening, but pretty much it's like the intersection between your motivation and then kind of like all the amount of information that you consume. And it gets to a point where it's like diminishing returns.
Right.
Like you're just learning so much and it's like it hits peak motivation and you're like one step away from just being way too much information, and now your motivation decreases and you're like, yes, I'm overwhelmed. I can quickly go from that. So what I'm seeing here is like you're definitely on the part of the graph where you're like, I'm motivated. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take action. Which my brother mentioned is a huge lesson for everybody, right? It's like, just get started, build the habit of consistency.
Yes.
And then see how it goes, right?
Absolutely.
I think the timeline, obviously you said it took you like 3 months to get that first hit. That timeline varies for a lot of people.
Yes.
Some people, right, if you're listening to this, you're like, right, when is it? When is my turn to go viral or, you know, to get all the views? And it changes, right? For some people, I will say it might never come as well, the going viral. But as long as you're like, have a clear message and you know who you're talking to, that's what matters the most. Like you're resonating with your audience. And I think you do a great job of that. So I'm curious on what has it been, you know, that connection with the audience. Because I went through your comments and you get a lot of people invested. Like there's people like donating also, you know, donating money to you and they're talking and giving you tips like, hey, I ran this hot dog cart for years. I would, you know, probably change this or that. It's like a very cool community. So
it's like
how's that
sunshine
going?
family. That's what I call them, the sunshine family.
I love it.
That has come. I'm very grateful and I'm very humbled at the quick growth. I know that's not everyone's story, and I'm super grateful for where I've gotten. I think what's helped get me here is just by being consistent. I'm in a niche. Like there's not many hot dog cart content creators out there. So I don't know what I would do like in a cooking niche or something, you know, something else. But yeah, just showing up, being consistent. And one thing that helps me is, you know, we're human. We have good weeks. We have bad weeks. We have weeks where we don't feel as motivated. And what I do on my good weeks, I pack in. Like when I'm feeling good and I feel good about myself and I do as much work as I can. That way, when those weeks come that are harder, hey, I've got a video in the chamber. Let's pump that out. And that way you don't get overwhelmed. Yeah.
I like that. What does that, just for contrast here, for whoever's listening, what does a good week look like in comparison to like a bad week for you?
So I think for me, being a woman and being on camera a lot, you know, you want to feel pretty and that's huge for me. Like you want to feel pretty and you want to feel confident. And we as women, we sometimes don't always feel that way. Maybe a week out of the month that we just feel horrible and grumpy and we want to cry, you know? So I give myself grace on, you know, a week where it's harder for me. And, but yeah, I think that just when you don't feel as confident, because we're putting our face and our voices forward for the public, it's a very vulnerable place to be. So, but yeah, that helps me get through. For sure.
You just mentioned vulnerability. I think that's key, especially when blogging. You know, I've seen I don't really watch too many vlogs per se, but the few I watch, I just like because of that level of connection, of depth. Right. And I would say most people have a hard time being vulnerable, right? Like, why am I going to be opening up to somebody that, you know, on the other side, I cannot see, I don't know who they are they going to judge me? Or they, you know, all these things. Was that a challenge for you, being vulnerable, or did it get more natural?
It's gotten more natural over time. I think being real is so important in a time like today because, you know, you have social media and people will post their perfect life on Facebook, but you might know that family personally. And, you know, like they're going through financial struggles or a divorce or, you know, they might be going through hard things, but it's everyone's goal is to put this perfect life out on for, you know, their friends and everything. And one thing I enjoy is just bringing realness, you know, so it's easier for me to be vulnerable because I feel I can connect with a lot more people by just being myself and that I'm a real human. You know, I have real struggles just like everyone else and showing how to push through those and hopefully be inspiring for someone else that, you know.
That's awesome. Are you at a point, like obviously, you know, I think you're thinking about taking this and continue, right?
No,
There's like non-stopping you. Are you at a point now where like you're like, okay, this became like a big pillar of what I do, right? You have the hot dog cart, which I imagine like the initial goal was like, that's the business.
You know what we should have done? We should have had some hot dogs today.
Oh, I should have brought y'all some. I didn't even think about that.
It's okay. For part two,
part two, we'll do it at the hot dog stand.
I love it. I'll bring the cart to the parking lot.
We'll drive to you. We'll make a day out of it.
Or if you come here, we'll let everybody know so then everybody can go and have a hot dog day.
Hot dog day.
Yeah, I love it.
So like obviously, you know, things take off after a few months on the channel. So you have the business, now you have the channel, right? You're monetizing that channel in a way. Does it bring you business to the hot dog cart, or it's like more like a separate, and you're like, okay, now are you thinking like, how do I sustain this, right? How do I build a system? Like now is a boring part, like, okay, the system, the processes, like how do we continue to do this, or you continue to tackle it very organically?
So currently it's very organically.
Yeah.
But it's kind of an intimidating place to be because I want it to keep going and I want to keep growing. And initially I thought I was just going to run the hot dog cart, vlog a little, but YouTube has now overcome the hot dog cart.
Yeah.
And in a way, but they balance each other out. You know, if views drop and, you know, cause I am monetized. So I count on that YouTube check now, you know, since I quit my regular job for this. So if views are down though, I just work harder at the cart or pick up some more gigs. So they truly balance each other a lot. And, but I really am enjoying this YouTube thing a lot more than I ever thought I would. It's so fun. Yeah. Like I'm having a blast. So
that's very cool.
Who knows where that will lead.
Yeah. I think that's, I don't know. I think that me personally, my personality might be like a challenge because I'm like, see it grow and I'm like, all right, how do I go into like the systems? How do I, blah, blah, blah. And I love that you're like, I'm just going with it. You know, you're obviously putting great effort and great thought into it, but I love that you're not overwhelming yourself with, you know, what if, and it's just like, let me work on what's working right now, keep doing more of the same and whatnot. But I'm curious, have you had any conflicting thoughts in terms of, you know, should I change the type of videos that I'm creating and all these things? You know, have you doubted yourself throughout the process and all this?
Like today we're trying these 3 new kinds of hot dogs, right? It's like the $1 hot dog to the $10,000 hot dog.
Yeah. Okay. So of course, naturally, I've looked up like ideas like that, like what could spice it up, but it feels so non-authentic to me. So I'm like, I've got to just keep being myself, just let whatever happen. I don't know if this is like a type A versus type B personality thing. I'm very, like my oldest daughter who was here today, she's more of the type A personality. She needs things planned out and very organizational. And I'm just like, wing it. Let's see what happens. And that would drive her crazy. She could never, you know, me and my youngest, we just wing it. But I think that can help at times too, is you know.
100%.
I think that's a very incredible place to be as a creator too and a business owner, right? Because like the business itself already brings a ton of stress.
Right.
So then if you're going to bring extra stress with this thing, you know, I feel a lot of people that might be starting to do this, they put all the eggs in the basket of like content when there's like, you know, might be other marketing tactics that you can go do. You can go knock on doors. You can go do this. Like, it's almost like people forget that the traditional things that have worked, you know, 24/7.
Yeah.
Door-to-door hot dog sales.
Yeah. Would you like to buy
Can you imagine?
Have you had your sausage today? Like, what? Hey, who knows? That would be a great video, right? Like, how many? Again, going to those crazy ideas, right?
I love it.
Like,
don't overwhelm her.
I'm sorry. That could be us. You know, to collaborate. That's a collaboration between Contents Profit.
Yeah.
You know,
how many hot dogs can Shanin sell door to door today?
versus business.
Yeah, that'll be good.
But no, I mean, I think a lot of people are like, okay, how do we stay consistent? It's like remove that friction, right? Like, and at the end of the day, like if it syncs up with your personality, it's something that like it's almost like a second nature, right?
Right.
Like, can I tell you a story?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
No, I don't want to hear it.
You were here late. Stop. All right. So you encouraged me to finally vlog.
Yay.
Yes.
That makes me so happy.
With the family. Like you are the reason. Like last Tuesday we went to the park and I took the camera and I'm like, I'm a gearhead. He will tell you.
Yeah.
I'm be like
the backpack and the headphones and the
pretty much. I'm like, which camera do I take? Right. I'm like,
it's like a sound like the boon arm with the sound. Like, what's the guys doing?
We hired the whole crew to follow. No, I'm kidding. But it's funny because I'm like, okay, that's part of the overwhelm. Like I identified, it's like, okay, you know, we have access to nice equipment, right? We have access to this thing. And then you're like, which one do I take? What angle do I do? And then we start overthinking like, oh, I'm going to set up the thing. Like, and I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, when we walked in that park, because we went to like the Merry Christmas party in Orlando with the kids. I had this backpack and I'm like, I ditched it to like literally like what's it called? Like a fanny pack, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
Call it how it is.
A fanny pack. Proud owner of an alpaca fanny pack, sponsor me. No,
Right.
but it's literally, I had 2 cameras in there, like the DJI Osmo.
Yep.
And I ended up doing that, the whole thing. I'm like, this is easy peasy. I take it out, film the thing.
Yeah.
I share how I feel. And at first it was like hell. And all the videos that I saw about the thing was like, oh, this is dreamy. And oh, you know what? No, this is hell. There's so many people in here. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And it you know, it's there. Now I gotta edit it. We'll see how it comes out.
go.
But do you ever feel weird about the people around? Right? Because like,
Oh, that's the worst. Oh yeah. See, people don't know that. People don't know that about
Stage
me.
fright.
Yeah. I get so embarrassed like filming in public. Like at the
How do
hot
you-
dog cart, not so much because like most people that come to the cart, they know we're vlogging. But in
you have a little
public-
sign there that says you might show up in a
sign,
vlog.
We have tripods set up. Like you can clearly see it says YouTube on, you know. So most people know, but when we go do like a shopping trip and we're like walking through Sam's and my aunt's following me with the camera, I want to just hide in a rock, under a rock. It's so bad.
How do you overcome that? Because like it's like obviously, you know, if you're in a podcast, you're in your environment, right? Like if you come to the studio, you're in the studio or you're in your house, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I can be fully myself here, right?
Yeah.
But then when you are there, I remember that trip to Boise that we vlogged the trip to Boise and then
Oh, you were the will vlog. I was like, I'm in here.
this is why I'm so excited about this conversation because I've been feeling that struggle for so long. Like
Yeah.
I've been wanting to like document that thing and I force like it's been so hard.
That is. It's hard.
In that trip for Boise, we're in this gas station and we're like, you know, getting this ice cream. And we have the camera and the manager goes like, you cannot film here. Please get out. And I'm like, that was like,
Right, I'm done.
nightmare. Yeah.
I was like, I did not take the camera the whole trip again. Like that was it for me. And I'm like, man, what are we talking about? We've done like 400 episodes of this podcast. Like this is insane.
Different. It's different when you're in your comfort zones versus in public.
How do you deal with it? Like how were you able to overcome that?
When YouTube started paying the bills.
I'm not gonna lie, that was gonna be my comment, but I was like,
Yep.
I'm curious to see what she's gonna say.
Yeah.
But I was literally gonna be like, I mean, once you have those views and like you probably
Yeah.
get some reward. But what happened? Like my question would be pre that, right? Because obviously you had to deal with that before you got the check and all that stuff.
Yeah, I did. It's just, okay, one thing that I learned is it feels very awkward and weird when you're there. But when you go back and edit it and you get to see, you're like, okay, well, that wasn't that bad. If you just try to like filter out all the people as much as you can. And then when you get to see the final product, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
that wasn't too bad. I felt horrible and awkward and weird, but it came out okay on camera.
What was the first like in public thing that you did? Do you remember?
Sam's,
Sam's.
in Sam's shopping.
Yeah.
And even like up until like a few weeks ago, we were in Sam's and we were filming and I started looking at the camera. I was like, all right, guys, we're going to grab some bread. And then someone came around the aisle and I was like, oh, I have to wait. And then those clips go to bloopers.
Yes.
Because I show the bloopers at the end of all my videos. So
Absolutely. I think it's also important to remember that most people don't we think they're thinking about us.
right.
And it's like they're all in their
don't
own world
care,
thinking
dude.
about their own thing and they
They
don't really
are.
care. And I know easier said than done, right?
Yeah, it is. That's still something I'm working on myself. So, but the main thing is just do it, just go for it. And then it will hopefully get easier.
Yeah. There's this guy, I've sent you the videos. Is this guy that goes to like Target or something like that. He does like Reels or TikTok, whatever. And he finds a random person and he's like, excuse me, like, can you record me here doing a little dance? And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it's like, he gives him, and the guy starts like dancing, like grinding, like by himself and stuff. It's like super awkward.
Oh my
And then
gosh.
you in the video you hear with the music, but then it changes to the shot that the guy is actually recording, and the guy has no music. So he's
no.
like dancing in there, you know, and like like smacking on this whatever is in there on the columns, and the people recording all these. I was like, how is that guy not dying of embarrassment? You're like, I'm embarrassed watching this, but at the same time, I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like that is amazing that somebody can, do that, be that shameless, and, like
Absolutely.
do that type of stuff. And then at the end, he's like, awesome, thank you. And he grabs the phone and leaves and doesn't tell them anything. And I was like, and I'm like,
my gosh.
I'm sure he like tells them after.
Right.
And in the comments, somebody was like, do you tell them after? And he's like, no, I just like to leave them with a core memory right there. I was like,
Oh, man.
It's like,
That's a gift.
Yeah, that's a gift right there.
It takes a special kind of person, you know.
So next time, think about that. Be like, if that person can dance to no music in this way to somebody, I was like, I can, talk about bread and Sam's.
Yeah, I love that.
You know what helped me like on that trip specifically? Because I told my kids that we're going to make a movie together.
Ooh, I love that.
So they were holding me accountable. They were like, Papa, what is the adventure? What are we doing next? So like I gave it like a frame of like, we're going to do 5 challenges.
Nice.
And it was more like, and the 5 challenges were like, spot a character or take a picture with this character, do something scary. And they were like, what's next? And I that drove the day on that sense.
Yeah.
So that helped personally. And it's like, how do you continue to push with this thing? Like, does it get easier on your side emotionally, that kind of stuff, right? Obviously, it's paying the bills. Yeah. But like, does it ever get easier?
I'm going to be completely honest. It hasn't gotten easier for me yet. It still feels cringy. It still is hard to do. And I have a second channel that I'm going to come. It's called Sunshine's Eats TV, where I'll be cooking and going and trying restaurants. Well, one thing that's holding me back is I tried to go film in a restaurant the other day and like, I'm terrified of it, of like filming the waitress, bringing the food. So I have another idea where I'm going to maybe take the food and go eat in the back of my, it'll be like backseat diner or something. So I'm literally probably going to have to do that because I'm having trouble overcoming that.
I like that. How do you feel about the honesty part? Like if you do that, would you approach it in the way that you're like, guys, I'm terrified of filming in the restaurant.
I would be
would
real.
You let them know?
Yeah. I've already like played that scenario in my head. Like, hey, we're in my back seat because.
You'll probably have a restaurant owner that watches it and be like, hey, come. Like, it's okay. We'll like make it super easy for you. Like I saw, I'm like a top consumer. Like I'm watching everything. But we discovered like this couple and they do restaurant reviews. And the guy's like a foodie and that's what they do. So they were like going through like Disney restaurants. I'm like, Katie, my wife, is like zero content, zero like, point that camera away from me. And I'm like, babe, but you're beautiful. Yeah. It's like, no. It's like, okay. But like He's
crossing his fingers. She listens to this.
Yeah.
She's listening to one episode out of the 600 something. And it's because the guest was in High School Musical as an extra. And she's like, oh my God, that's great. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's hilarious.
But like she was so invested and it's like this, couple just documenting what they were eating. And you're like, oh, I'll give it a 10 or we'll give it whatever.
See, I wanted to do that because people were like, you're working so hard on the cart, but people will watch you do anything. Like we like you for you. Go do anything. You don't have to work so hard, but I'm not going to give up the hot dog cart. But I thought it'd be a fun little another way to make a little bit of money, but I cannot get it. And people are asking because I have some subscribers there already and they're like, when's the content coming? I'm like, it's coming, I promise. But they don't know yet that's
so if you like promote it on your main channel and you said I'm gonna be doing this.
Yeah, I said content coming soon, join my other channel, and I think it's got like 1,400 subscribers waiting on a video to drop. So that channel will be monetized when I get the 4,000 hours. I just have to post some content. But
you might get it on the first 2-3 videos.
It could.
So. Okay. Yeah. I offer ourselves to go with you.
Let's do it.
Eat with you.
Let's do it. And we can all get over our fears together.
I will say I'll probably be a terrible foodie reviewer just as I am a terrible movie reviewer because I like them all. I was like, what do you like that movie? I'm like, that movie was great.
This is 10 out of 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. It was so entertaining. And I was like, what? This movie was terrible. And I'm like that with food. So I'm like, yum. This is better than pasta and tuna.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Beats ramen.
Yeah, beats ramen.
So, we're talking before the show where we have, business trying to be creators and then you have creators building businesses, right? Yes. And kind of like that intersection in there.
Yeah.
And one of the big, I guess, dilemmas or big decisions that people have to make is like, what is the topic? What is the niche? Like, how niche does it have to be? Like, what if I'm too general? And I saw a Gary Vee video last week where it's like this like professional NFL player. And he's like, I don't want to be known as the NFL player. Like, I like all these other things. And he was telling him, he's like, okay, well, maybe the niche is you. And he's like, you, and then you do these things and then you document these things and you share those things, right? It's like, how... Like, was that calculated as far as like the hot dog cart where it's like, okay, like this is going to make sense? Or like, how do you maybe encourage people and like, how do they find their one thing? I personally struggle a ton.
Yeah.
And I felt very identified with like that story with Gary because like, I like, you know, sports car. I like gaming. I like, you know, doing cool shit, right? It's like, it's almost like do cool shit and like film it, right? It's like, all right, you know, what does that mean to you? I'm like, it means like, I don't know, going motocross, going to the beach, going to whatever. Like, how do you maybe, you know, point people in the right direction there?
I think one thing that I try to drive home a lot is just being your authentic self. And maybe you do a lot of cool shit, you know, maybe you like the sports cars and then you go with your kids to the parks, and maybe someone would want to just see what you're up to for the week. You know what I mean? What did he do this week? Was he with his family, or did he go to the beach, or, you know, whatever it is. And I think there's room for just storytelling, just your life, you know, vlogging your life. That's kind of what mine has turned into. It's from hot dog carts to, you know, I vlogged my entire vacation last week. So I'm going to take my viewers to North Carolina with us. So cool. It can kind of, if you start somewhere and start building that fan base, it can really trickle into other things. I know there's some niches that are way saturated, like gaming, you know, some of those would be probably harder to entry. But yeah, I would just say, be yourself, whether you're awkward, whether you're super cool, whether you're whatever it is, there's people out there that will resonate with you and will enjoy listening to you, whatever it is that you share.
Yeah.
So if you expand, let's say you have a lot of interest, right? And you do your hot dog. If you expand that to a different interest, you create a new channel. Is that how you're going to approach it? Or are you eventually going to try to be like, you are your brand, right? Because there's this saying, I'm probably going to butcher, but it's like at first people follow you for what you do. Then they follow you for what you know. And then they follow you because of who you are.
Right.
You know, and, you know, I think in the hot dog, right, is they might be following you at first. They discovered you because like what you do, right? The hot dogs calls their attention. And then eventually it's like, wow, like, she knows about this, and then the business aspect of things, how, you know, transparent you are. They're following you for that.
Yeah.
But now they might be interested in your personality, which is not the case with everybody. I'll say not everybody has the personality, or maybe they don't build to the point where get other people interested in the personality.
Right.
And then they cannot expand on their interests, right? So, but you seem to have, again, people that are invested in your personality. Like they really enjoy hanging out with you online.
Which is crazy. I never dreamed in a million years that anyone would watch, much less, you know, 75,000. Still blows my mind. But yeah, I think you got that exactly right. I think people started because they're like, oh, wow, cool. She got a hot dog cart. And then they see me interacting on the hot dog cart. And then it's less about the hot dogs and more about the connection, watching that human connection. Yeah. You know, I think they enjoy watching me serve the customers and the chats that we have along the way. And then now it's turned into, hey, are you going to film your vacation? We want to see your vacation. So it's just been a natural progression of that, really, that just kind of naturally happened and was really unplanned.
Yeah. How does your family feel about now documenting so many things?
So that's been a personal internal challenge for me. I never want my children to feel like, oh gosh, we have to film, like let's be on our P's and Q's. But they've kind of naturally, they've seen what it's done for us financially. It's really helping us financially. And they can see, I think they're old and mature enough to see the bigger picture now. So they'll grab the phone themselves and be like, hey guys, we're here.
I love it.
But I try to balance that so that it doesn't feel like, oh gosh, we've got to vlog everything. I want everyone to have their level of privacy. And I think that's super important.
I feel like there's a thin line between, you know, just actually being a vlog and then being a responsibility.
Right.
When then it feels like acted in a way.
Exactly.
Right. So like, how do you balance that? Or
I just kind of read the room, just kind of how we feel. My daughters and I are so close. We're so interconnected that I can feel it. If they're into it, I know we can, you know, go for it. And if they're, you know, just kind of reading the room and not overdoing it, you know, and making sure that what we do put out is natural and unscripted and it's not fake. And I think people can see that. And I think that's why.
Yeah. People feed off of the energy. I feel like, you know, like, sure, the script on some of the videos, you know, on the vlog, the adventure, all these things are really cool. But if the energy is not there, if you can tell it's not authentic,
it'll fall
flops.
flat. Yeah. I've had videos that I never published because it was just an off day for me, or I felt I didn't feel my best and it kind of showed. And that's not what I you know,
You want to put
I
out
also
to the
want to
world.
put that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nothing too bad, but just I wasn't at my highest energy self. I'm usually like a high energy, like happy, cheery, and we all have hard days. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I have like 3 videos in the chamber that I never released because it just doesn't feel.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Maybe for the Patreon subscribers, be like, here's.
I did, and I did. I actually just released one. I was like,
Nice.
no unseen footage, and it actually didn't do too bad. So I'm like, dang it, I need to let me go ahead and get the rest of these out.
Now, okay, so I see myself going to this and be like, okay, the video is doing X, Y, Z, and then be like, oh, there's a spike on this activity, or there's a spike on this section, right? Now, how do you're like, okay, you're in a journey as a creator.
Yes.
So you're like, okay, I want to be super authentic to the way that I create, for example, which maybe is the structure that we create in our heads, or like I just want to like flow with the event. But you see that people are certainly interested in like these parts of the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you start looking at this data and be like, do I optimize for that? Do I stay like true to myself? Like, what's the balance? Have you found that yet?
I've learned something very important with YouTube, and that is, you might think you have the best video that you're going to put out. You're like, this is going to be the one. It's going to be awesome. And it could flop.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have one that's a half-ass that, I did a huge event, Mountain Dew, served 1,000 hot dogs. I knew this was just going to be the hit video, the next big thing. And then the week before, I filmed a behind the scenes prepping for the Mountain Dew event, right? The behind the scenes did 2 times better than the actual Mountain Dew event. So it's like
That's funny.
I don't know if we'll ever figure out the formula, no matter how optimized we try to get, no matter how detailed and into the analytics, because once you put it out, there's no telling what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Like that's just up to the algorithm.
Is there an advice that you'll tell people that if they want to get in this for like the money? Because like there is like you ask now kids and you're like, what do you want to do? And they're like, I want to be a content creator.
Yeah.
I want to be a YouTuber. I want to do this. And I think it's because they see the top tier of creators that are living this crazy life with not only their videos, but what happens on their socials. And I had a conversation yesterday with Katie, my wife, where she was telling me about these like angel trees that you can buy in Walmart. I had no idea this thing existed. And she was telling me how it became so big this year. It's like apparently this influencer went in there and she's like, I think like if you're going to take one of those, you should buy all the items on the list. And apparently there was a sign that says, minimum $30. And this person documenting her buying just the minimum of $30. And there was a huge backlash because everybody's like, well, you should buy the whole thing, not just the $30. And in her mind, she thought she was doing something good.
Right.
Now, Katie's like, well, she should do this because she's an influencer. I'm like, in my head, I'm on this side where like not a lot of content creators have a ton of money. Maybe for her, that was a ton of money for that video, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you now, like if you're in it for the money, like, right? Like, is it the right decision? Is it like, what's a good way to maybe approach the creator game? Like if you had a kid growing up right now and they're like, we want to do this, mom. Like what would be your advice?
So that would be hard. If it were one of my girls, the advice I would give is, for one, know the work that it takes. People think you just throw a video out and, you got lucky, it went viral. And no, there's so much work. You guys know. Yeah. There's so much work behind the scenes that goes into it. There's a lot of, you have to be very consistent. And then, the money can be great one month and down the next. It's a roller coaster and you are at the mercy of the algorithm. So that can be scary. I was telling my family about this yesterday, that it's weird. People are starting to ask me for autographs. Like, can you send me a signed picture or a signed t-shirt? And I'm like, wow, that's a weird place to be, because usually if you're signing autographs, like you've got $1 million in the bank, like you've already made it. Yeah. So in the YouTube world, it's weird because you get that little bit of fame, but
the lens for the other people is probably higher than what it really is.
Yeah. It can really vary. And, there's been months that I made really good money, and then there's been months that I didn't make as much. So it's a roller coaster. And I would just say though, keep being consistent. Keep showing up, keep being consistent, and who knows what can happen.
Hear me out. Idea.
Yeah, let's hear it. I love it.
Collectible cards. Signed.
Oh.
Limited edition. Only a certain amount.
Love
and
that.
then people can buy them and then the profits go to a nonprofit that you support.
I love that. I love that a lot. Yeah.
And you can make it a whole series, you know?
I love
like
that.
we're only going to release how many
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
I don't know what picture to use though. That's what I'm stuck on. I'm like, is it me holding a hot dog?
You can put it out. You can put it out to your community on picture and be like, "What picture should we use?" Send your ideas.
Like build it. The marketing campaign is like involve them, like just like the Mountain Dew stuff. The behind the scenes might be better than the other stuff. So it's like, right, let's do a whole knockout round of pictures that we should put on this collectible cards.
Yeah, I love that.
And see what they do.
Yeah,
we have a lot of ideas.
A notebook.
You don't. Yeah, I'll write it down for you.
Yeah.
You don't need to obviously do all this. We have a lot of ideas. They're gonna come out. Talking about ideas, I'm curious on when you do your vlog that you're out there, executing on the hot dogs, making people happy.
Yeah.
Do you have like segments that you've thought about that you're like, this might make this part a little bit more entertaining? Like, do people like spin the wheel and they get a chance to win like a free hot dog, stuff like that?
Definitely thought of that. I have all of these great fun ideas. And then when it comes down to packing and getting the coolers ready and the food and the mayo, mustard, ketchup, coleslaw, when you have so much other things to do, it's hard to bring that creative vibe, right? Yeah. Because it's physical labor work. It's really hard work. I mean, I don't just show up in my cart setup. Like I'm unhooking the trailer and crossing chains and lifting coolers. Like there's a lot of hard
moving
work.
The tripod.
And making sure I have cameras set up. So it's so labor intensive that I sometimes don't get to be my full creative self because I do have those ideas or come dance, your best dance gets you a free hot dog. Like that would be great content. Or give me your best dad joke when you come up and you get a free lunch. Just something fun. I would love to do all those things. And it's not out of the question. I could do it, but I get caught up in the
business side of it. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
I've seen a lot of like content from like barbershops with like kids that they have like, and they spin it. They could get like a free like, $200 cut or like they'll shave their head and like I remember like this kid,
oil price you triple the price.
I remember this kid coming and it's like the guy's like, well, I gotta make sure that your mom is okay with it. And the kid's like, please mom, let me do it. And the mom is like, are you sure? Because there's like they'll like do like a crazy and he got the buzz cut, right? And there was like literally like 100 people watching this thing like in the store and everybody's like, so like, it's like crazy, like content with the potential to like get a lot of views, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I think those ideas are great. I think there's a big lesson on what you said. I'm going to share that in a second, but this smaller idea scenarios, I think they can also help a channel like yours promote it, right? Because now you can clip that little part, right? When somebody did that and then put it as in shorts and then more people can find your channel and all that stuff.
Yes.
But, big but here at the same time, it's like done is better than perfect, right? So like if you know that you cannot do that, like if you won't be able to put the attention on this and execute it, like, just let's go with the blog and you don't let that stop you from actually taking action and doing the vlog. So I love that you're like, I got the ideas, right? But right now, what feels good is just doing this. Yeah. And I'm sure you'll get to some of those ideas.
Yeah, they're going to come. I feel like in time, this is still a new endeavor for me. Everything's still kind of new. And I'm just getting back in the swing of things of running the actual hot dog cart. That in itself, I mean, we get there at 9:30. I've got to start cooking. Guys start showing up at 10 to eat. The construction guys that have been up since 5 a.m., they're ready to eat at like 10. So I'm trying to hurry and get the cart ready. Nice. So there's a lot of ideas that I have when I step foot on that soil to get started, but it goes out the window by the time I get going. Cause the business aspect of it, if I were just a content creator,
Yeah, somebody working the cart and you're like, right, I'm just filming and then
come right up, spin the wheel,
Idea.
Yeah.
Have your daughters.
That would
I need to recruit them. They're just not having it.
But at the same time, it's like that might break the magic formula of like you documenting the thing, right? Like it's crazy. It's like that balance of like, because maybe you become too big and then people are like, they're too big now. And like, it's not the same as before. Like we're just having the conversation with your daughter.
I'm going to go with, she probably won't mind getting too big. Like what?
Wait.
Like what would that do for your life if your channel gets huge?
I know, but like we just having a conversation with your daughter, right? About Emma Chamberlain, right? Like, and like she, it looked like it was a creator that she admired at some point. And then she's like, but she changed and she was nice, but now I don't really But at the same time, it's like for that creator, life completely changes. It's now
Right.
something.
Yeah.
So it's understanding, okay, well, with that growth, obviously, you know, us as creators, we're building our thing at the end. We can't forget that, right? Like
Right.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart has an interview with Diary of a CEO. Amazing. He's also a creator, right? Like he creates this, like these sets, and he's a producer, he has a production company. And that's one of the things that he says, like at the end of the day, like I was pleasing everybody. And it wasn't until like I understood that I needed to take care of myself first. Like he's like, I don't give an F about anybody else. It's like me, my family.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's in a position where he can do that. But when he made that decision, he wasn't in the position to do that. And I think that's the brave part. Of being a creator.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance at the end of the day. You don't want to get too big for your britches, as we say here in the South, you know, to where it turns some people away from you because some people will think, oh, you've gotten too big. But then at the same time, for your own family and your own financial well-being, you know, I want to be the first in my family to become a millionaire. You know, I really do. I've felt that since I was a kid. And at the same time, like you don't want to be held back from that. So yeah, it's a delicate balance for sure.
We had a guest here on the show a while back that he was talking in the terms of business that is like, I asked him, you know, how do you deal with losing customers? You know, and he's like, well, the way I see it is like it's like a cruise ship. You know, people jump in for a period of time and then eventually like they're going to jump off.
Right.
And I think it's the same case in here, right? Like you're building something is not going to stay the same forever. It's going to change. Your story changes, especially if you're vlogging, like circumstances changes and then you're recording all that stuff. So the more you grow, some people might get off that cruise, but some new people are going to come in and they're going to be like, wow, I really like the new, you know, 3-floor hot dog stand. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty epic.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens with some of like some of the influencers like Emma Chamberlain, right? It's like, it was a point when she was starting that a lot of people maybe resonated with that. And then as she got bigger, some people stopped resonating with that. Some people, you know, maybe they saw their dreams reflected on what she had become. And they're like, I want to keep following her because, you know, she's an inspiration. Right. And some people were probably like, nah, dude, like she's way too big right now. Like who does she think she is? And like, they just jump off the boat. So I think that's just a natural transition of like the content world.
Right? I agree.
There's a show, it's called Magic Quest on Apple, and it's incredible. It's about this gaming company, and there's a character that is like a streamer, and you know he starts as a kid and he grows with the show. But as a kid, he's like in his kid's room, you know, streaming and going crazy, almost like Speed today, like on YouTube, right? And on the last season, they show him grown up in the same room, blah, 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 and then the shot kind of stops, like he stops the stream. And all this high energy that he was acting, you know, he kind of goes down and then, you know, he turns it off and he walks out and he's like a set of his old room inside of his new massive mansion. So he walks out, like he built the set to look like his initial room of like the stream. And it's funny, but there's cases like that, whereas there's like these massive creators that want to maintain, you know, but you know, instead of like the little apartment,
image, the persona,
they move to like this, you know, mansion or whatever that they now are able to afford, but to keep the you know, the I guess, how do you go, the story of, you know, him being in this little apartment, they build an exact set of that. And I'm like, they're obviously making fun of this through that show. And it's like, okay, how many creators think that way, where it's like, okay, can I take my audience in the journey with me? Like, you know, you showed me the Bucket List family, for example, right?
I love the Bucket List family.
They're amazing. They've showed their story with their kids traveling and thing. And the last episode that we watched in inspiration for like this, like, how do they do it? It's like this guy being so vulnerable about a story of her daughter where, you know, she told him, he asked him in an airport, like, where do you want to go next? Like, what do you want? Right. And they're in a position where they can literally afford probably whatever they want. Yeah. And the girl started crying. It's like, I want a friend. And holy crap, just that. It's like immediately he's like that. So in that episode, they were building her like her own room. She's turning 13. Yeah. And he was telling the story of like why they made the decision to stay in the place that they were at because of what she said. She's like, I want friends. Oh, wow. And, you know, they switched to filming with her and her friends doing the photo booth or whatever. I'm like, wow. that journey is like highly emotional because you've seen them grow and travel on this.
Yeah.
You're about to cry. I can feel it.
Dude.
Kleenexes.
Me and Katie were both bawling our eyes out. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
holy, and
I
like,
love that family.
what
It's
an
so good.
emotional thing. And it's like,
Right.
like some people will be like, that can be manufactured in a way to like the view, but no, like people that are in that channel with them, they've seen all that happen.
Right.
It's like, they're like truly authentic
Yeah.
to who they are. Right. And it's like this debate of like, should we put our kids on the internet? Should we
Yeah.
like not put our kids on the internet? Like that was a legit question that we had.
Yeah, same.
Like,
Same
and
here.
we're like, okay, if we do it, how do we do it in a way that if we see this a few years, we feel proud
Right.
that this is out there, maybe inspiring some people, you know? So yeah, this whole thing is fascinating to me. Like I'm entering like this like creative wave,
Yeah,
you know,
I love it.
on my personal side, one's just like, whatever.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, that's how I first introduced my children. You know, first off, Bailey, my youngest, she was going to come work the cart with me some, and I was hesitant to put her on the YouTube as well. But I was like, as we get rolling, like this is my life, and if I'm sharing my life, they are just a massive part of it. With my kids every day, and so yeah, that was an interesting
So cool.
choice, you know. But yeah,
I bet.
yeah.
Sweet. Well, Shanin, this has been such a cool conversation. Could you believe
fun.
it's almost an hour already since we started
Already?
recording?
Time flies. We're having fun.
We need part 2, but yeah, we're
Yeah.
definitely, it's been a pleasure getting to know you and like your story, and you know, hopefully you enjoy this space so you can keep coming.
Yeah, I'll be back for sure. You guys can't get rid of me now.
But
You gotta let us know when is your next, stand so we can go and get some hot dogs.
I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you the schedule.
yes,
Another
yeah,
idea, you should go and hit all the other hot dog stands and rate them.
Oh yeah, that's definitely been on the to-do list for sure.
Let's
yes.
go.
You know what? I'll vlog when we go to your thing. I'll be
Let's do
like,
it.
you know, let's go.
Blog
see
meets vlog.
I know.
Yeah, do it. I'll share it.
Yes. Oh, so good. Well, guys, I hope this conversation was definitely a little different than we normally do, but we had a blast. There's a lot of lessons there. We might have to do like a recap video on the lessons itself. Maybe I can get Fancy back and we can, debrief together.
Or we can do it online. That's fine.
No. Come. I'm definitely gonna, I think probably by the time that this is out, I already did like my debrief on my own vlogging experience. So you don't make my same mistakes if you want to go try that out. And yeah, I mean, go to the links right below. You want to plug the channel?
Sunshine's Hot Dogs.
You want to plug your channel?
I don't have one.
What do you mean you don't have one? Content is profit, dude.
I mean, they're already listening to it. I was going to say, you can go to FancyCreate, and I don't post at all right now. So you can just go, and eventually I will be posting something.
Well, you are also the host of Content is Profit.
Yeah, content is profit. But they're already listening to it. Why am I going to plug it right now? They're already listening to it.
Yeah, and if you want to see me lose in Fortnite, you can go to Luis that creates. Yeah, that's what I've been doing there, losing in Fortnite.
Trying new things.
Trying new things. All right, guys, see you in the next episode. Take care.
Bye.